Hey people, here I am then with my Asari adept again. I've got an update for her thanks to the Reckoning DLC. It's going to give me a nice opportunity to show you the new suppressor pistol, new rare gun that they've released. It's only a gold card, so you should have an easier time of getting your hands on this yourself, and it really works really well on the Asari. If you haven't seen the build for my Asari Adept yet, you can just go check out my video guide playlist for meme, I call it, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. I got the Asari Adept in there. Basically, before what I was kind of rocking with it was the Paladin pistol. You'd stasis them, shoot them in the head with the Paladin pistol. The suppressor is so much better for doing that. This thing does a ton of headshot damage. It's really quite ideal for this character. What a lot of my friends didn't take to the suppressor pistol, and that's because the suppressor pistol does piss all damage if you don't shoot them in the head. It's very important that you get the headshots, and the Asari Adept's arguably the best character for allowing you to get those shots, because I mean, it's all very well and good with the other characters to sort of stagger and stun, but she freezes still with stasis, so you can get easy headshots, as you're going to see with these nice big collector heads, and they're going to go down really quick. Because it does no damage if you don't shoot them in the head, I've not gone with the heavy barrel mod on the gun. I've actually gone for that cranial trauma mod that increases headshot damage, and yeah, it's doing some fantastic damage. Still rocking warp ammo, just because it works. It's going to do extra damage then when I'm got them trapped in stasis and all that kind of good stuff, especially when I'm warping the armored targets too. Now, obviously, when you're taking out the big bosses, you're going to need to know where their headshot points are. And yeah, that's Rusty. Rusty's going to do that a lot this game. He's going to be following me around, literally just hammering abominations that are behind me, and it's going to set me on fire. Trolling me pretty hard. He was having fun, though, I guess. Yeah, that's my other buddy, though. He's not a pug. That's my new buddy, Rusty Machine. I'm also playing with North and Techno Killer. And we're gonna wipe out the Reapers quite nicely. Collectors are great for this particular build as well, because they have the biggest heads in the game. They have massive heads. It's still the same build. It's still the same dynamic mechanics to it as well. It's you just stasis your targets and shoot them in the head. If you've got some other target waltzes in, you can easily hit them with throw, and you're going to get a biotic explosion. When you're dealing with big armored targets that you can't stasis, you want to hit them with warp to weaken them. You can then shoot them in the head with your warp ammo. It's going to do some nice damage, and then you can throw again and get some biotic explosions, just like I did there. But yeah, these big-headed guys are just it's like a playground for this Asari Adept build. I'm literally just going to be making a ton of headshots in this game, and everything's going to drop real quick. What's also really nice about the suppressor is its rate of fire. It will shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger. So essentially, I can take out enemies a damn sight faster with this gun than I could the Paladin, because it has a rather slow rate of fire. And there was no real boost to headshot damage apart from the actual headshot multiplier. Whereas this one, it does just a ton of extra headshot damage. You're going to see how effective that is against just every kind of target in the game. This is gold, they got a decent bit of health to all these characters, and they're still dropping like flies. It's a nice little raid. Oh, that's another thing to mention. Stasis got a boost. It got buffed a while ago. Basically, they shrunk down the recharge speed, which is fantastic. So it's gone from 12 to 10. Those extra 2 seconds are really quite nice, actually. Just able to just do so much more damage out on the battlefield more efficiently now. It's really nice. But okay, here's the Praetorian. So I'm shooting for the mouthpiece there. If you do enough damage to it, the armor will come off, and you'll open his mouth, and you'll see that maw full of like husk heads. That is his headshot spot. That way is where you want to go to take out Praetorians. Scions have got heads, so shoot them there, and that's their enemy units. It's just everything's heads. Obviously, with the Reapers, they're very much the same. Everything does have a head, even if they're in peculiar places. The only one that's a little bit off or different is the Rachni, or the Ravengers. Sorry, they got that big blue orb on their forehead or the top of their head, and that's their headshot spot. You want to be going there for them. Geth, you're going for the light bulbs. Everybody's got a light bulb with the Geth, even the bombers. So that's where you're going with them. And then Cerberus, their heads. The only one that's different is obviously the Atlas. It's got the pack on his back. That's his headshot spot. Yeah, there was a lot of, well, for the longest time I was just wondering what the hell the suppressor was about. It sort of came out of nowhere. It's like they're bringing a silencer weapon into a horde mode situation. What's the point of that? Well, ignore the whole silencer thing. The enemy are going to hear you shoot no matter what. Maybe you can shoot it and the enemy won't hear you. I don't know. They do have like a hearing mechanic. Techno's going to be a noob there. See if he can still slip off the Hydra map. And he's going to hide for a while. Like a pussy. I see you up there. I disagree with you. Of course this is going to get me wrestled by that thing. But no, ignore the silencer. It's really nothing to do with being quiet. It's the headshot multiplayer is what this gun is bringing to the table, and obviously a really nice rate of fire. Its biggest drawback though is its tiny magazine clip. It really does. I'm going to recommend the magazine upgrade with this mod. With this gun. You're absolutely going to need that. Very little ammo, and you'll go through it very quickly because of the way you can shoot with this gun. Yeah, so that is my recommendations. Go for that cranial trauma and go for that magazine upgrade. They're going to be quite vital to you. And then obviously you need to make the headshots. Any character really is going to be good. Anybody, if you're capable of aiming for the head quite efficiently, then this gun's going to work on just about anybody you slap it on. But the Asari Adept's going to be really easy for you to do that because because you can just freeze them on the spot there with stasis. Our party's going to go screwy now, and it's going to tell everyone. It's going to tell us all that we're lagging out. That's a thing that I've only really experienced while playing Mass Effect 3. Actually, I've never had parties bug out on, but they do it. It does happen quite frequently. Actually, I've had a lot of party troubles while playing Mass Effect 3. Don't know what that's about, but we're still actually able to hear each other and communicate. Despite my complaints about stop hammering those abominations behind me or move, you big bastards, I can't see. My friends are still going to do it, so there we go. I'm just going to have to go around them and start pistoling. But no, this is a really nice addition to the game, the Suppressor. It is a good gun. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's if somebody can't work the gun, then they're not that good at shooting. It's that simple, really. The scrub. He finally comes out of his hiding spot and he gets taken out. I told him these things. I told you I'd expose you for the scrub that you are. Oh, never mind. Yeah, sorry, when that Praetorian comes flying into place, he literally just blocks everything, even though you're not technically shooting anywhere in his vicinity. He's massive hitbox. I think that bubble just sort of blocks and eats up everything. I'm going to let the big guys take out the Praetorian. I'm going to just take out all these nukes enemies in like seconds here. The other gun that I'm, gold gun that I'm interested to play around with is the Executioner pistol. I might come out with a video with that soon. I'm definitely going to try that on two of my builds at the moment that I think could work really nice. Could end up working great on some others as well. We'll have to see. But that's apparently it's like a Claymore Talon. It's like a one-shot, heavy shot pistol. I finally got it to level 10. So I'm gonna have a go with that thing now. The other gold gun is that Adus anti-synthetic rifle, which no, I can't say I'm particularly. I will get round to playing with it eventually. Give it a go, but I'm really not hearing or seeing anything impressive with that gun. Apparently, it really is just a Geth gun. It is pretty useless against like every other faction. I've seen it as well. Its rate of fire is not impressive. Its damage isn't that impressive. It's heavy. I'll give it a go. Maybe I'll at the moment I'm pretty ignorant to what it does, but I can't say I'm excited to get my hands on it. Whereas the suppressor, well, even though I heard nothing but bad things, I was still interested to see what it was all about, actually, because it was just this complete unknown added to the game, and it turns out it's really fantastic. I had a couple of friends tell me, yeah, it's good, you've got to aim for the head. And yeah, that's the best advice you can give anybody with this gun. You've got to shoot them in the head. You can put out a lot of headshot damage very quickly with this gun, and that will work really efficiently in just killing every single target in the game. The mods I've picked, though, I have just gone with like a pistol rail lamp. Although it probably would have been smart to go for the targeted VI. I mean, that is pretty. That's probably what I'm going to recommend. Actually, I don't know why I wasted a pistol rail lamp. That was unnecessary, to be perfectly honest. I got myself in a messy situation here. The Praetorian jumped on me, then somebody webbed me. And it's like the Praetorians were called out, but I thought we could just fight our way out. But no, probably should have. Probably nuked one of those clusters of big guys there. That got a bit messy, but we're going to pull through. It's going to be fine. Yeah, because what I was saying anyway, is just go with the targeting VI, save your pistol rail lamps, because, like I said before, the same reason you don't really want the heavy the heavy barrel mod. Because if you're shooting anywhere else but the head, you're going to be doing pitiful damage. I mean, really, really bad damage with it. So you're wasting your time just sort of going for a general pistol. Well, you're not wasting your time, but it's like it's not in your. There's so many characters there's so many good pistols, and there's so many characters that work well with those pistols. You probably want to save your rail lamps for them. Whereas this character is somebody you just want to shoot people in the head all of the time with, and you can. So this is a good opportunity to start using those targeting VIs. If you're like, I'm pretty sure most people have got quite the storage of those things. I mean, I have loads of those things. I never use them. Just due to the fact that I'm quite confident in my abilities, but I still don't believe myself to just get the headshot all of the time. And I just normally it just works out better for me to just have general pistol damage as opposed to, or sniper damage, anything really. It's always going to work out better for me to have just overall damage as opposed to like specific damage. Whereas with this one, just with this gun, essentially, it's like you have to get the headshot really. So yeah, go ahead and get your targeting VIs out. I'm using the commando package again as well. That's pistol and biotic. You could just go with a pistol rail lamp though, because her biotics aren't about doing damage. They're just about holding enemies still, weakening enemies, and the occasional explosions. As I've mentioned before, the biotic explosions do not benefit from any power bonuses. So it's pointless going for the kind of power bonuses in your passive trees and all that kind of stuff. So you could rebuild, because in my Asari Adept build, in her passive, I do have weapon damage and then power damage. You could be better off just going for weapon and headshot damage, to be perfectly honest. I do it though because sometimes warp does help me eat away at the armored targets, especially when you might see me now and again get sort of stuck behind the boss target. I can't get round and do a lot of headshot damage like I need to. I can kind of get an angle on it, but it's really not the best angle. So then, you know, my warp and my throw are going to help me out there because they can help me get more damage out. But you know, you might want to just go with weapon and headshot damage actually on my Asari adept build when you go check that out, if you do check that out. And then of course I've got a cyclonic modulator because this build is squishy as hell. I've only got durability on her fitness because I got some points put away in her passives and everything. So she's got some durability, but she is squishy as hell. She really is. It does not take a lot to take her out. You do kind of want to keep your distance, really. Like right now, there's just too much pressure on there, so I'm going to hold down here, try and get my shields back. And then I think I'm just going to bail on this situation. There's two scions there. There's too much firepower coming my way there. There's no way I'm going to be able to take them out quick enough. Because they got a big area effect on their attack. It does a lot of damage. They can shoot very frequently. It's quite dangerous to take on a scion head on unless you're doing a ton of DPS. So I'm going to come round here and I'm going to get more of a advantage here. I'm going to pick off the little targets if I spot them because that's really what gets you in these games. It's the little targets that kill you. The bosses are these big damage sponges that really grab your attention and sort of require you to focus fire on them to take them out. And in doing that, all the little enemies just sort of slip in and then they just wreck you. It's these collector captains, marauders, you know, centurions and stuff like that. They pick you off when you're busy. They're real opportunists. So yeah, when you spot the little characters, take them out quick, and then you can obviously focus fire on the big bosses. Because you'd be making, you know, you'd be very misinformed if you thought that those guys don't do any damage. They do, especially the collector troopers. They do a ton of damage. Actually, they'll take you out very quickly if you let them. You know, it's like you can always outgun them. That's the truth. That's why people ignore them a lot. But they do a ton of damage. Right now, this is typical of Hydra. Enemies spawn on LZ and they get stuck there. And the one Praetorian that's stuck has got the other Praetorian stuck on him. So we just got this big cluster of boss enemies over there now. But it's that Scion that slipped his way up into the control tower that just took me out then. So I'm keeping my eye on him. But ultimately trying to pick off all these little guys here. Gotta watch those lasers. Will go like the breadth of the map. They really will. Incredible range, and they go through soft cover and walls and all that kind of stuff. The Praetorian's laser is a bitch of an attack, really. It's got its radius is a lot larger than what's graphically on display as well. Gotta be careful for that. You really do need to keep kind of clear. Although Dom discovered, and he likes to test it, although it frequently doesn't work out. It's like if you're close enough and the lasers come at you, if you're standing right in the middle of the Praetorian, the lasers will just go either side of you. It's quite entertaining, but you literally have to be on spot there, otherwise you're just getting sapped like every other boss. I'm just going to go ahead and nuke this spawn too. But no, if you're going to take anything away from this video, suppressor fit pistol is actually really, really good. It is very sort of tailored, though. It is for those it's for those headshotters. It really is. If you struggle with landing the headshots, then you won't like the suppressor pistol. It's going to be a nightmare for you to use. But this is a great character for you to really sort of get it working for you, because like I've shown you here, literally clearest headshots in the game. Really, when you just got them sort of stasis, they're not going anywhere. Also, I'm rocking 6 thermal clips and 6 rockets these days. I had no idea when they got slipped in, but you can now unlock those gold cards as well. So now you can carry 6 of everything, unless of course you got in very early days of the multiplayer when you could unlock 10 of everything. Yeah, they soon changed that. I'm going to try to do the Asari trick here, but it's going to just fuck up actually. Hydra's kind of a weird map. I find that the whole like boardwalky sort of or the rampy area, the higher part. I don't know how to describe it. You know, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Where I am now, all this kind of section of the map is really kind of buggy. I find so when I'm playing with vanguards and stuff on this map, I frequently can't charge in certain positions of the map. There, I think they fix it now, but the escort would frequently fall when you're doing the escort objective. It would frequently fall through these platforms and just be lost to you. That'd be the end of your game, because nobody could get to the escort then. There's a lot of issues with this section of the map, and that was completely throwing that trick off, so I'm not even going to bother with the next objective. I'm just going to leave it to the other guys and just try and keep the pressure off them. Bit of a buggy map, Hydra, but it is quite a cool map. It is a nice map. It's got a lot of grenades plentiful on it. It's a really good grenade map. It's you've obviously got the courtyard, which if you can basically if you can take control of that courtyard, you've basically got the map. Whoever rules the the outskirts is really going to take control of the game here. One of the worst factions to play on this map, though, is actually Cerberus. Because their engineers just go out and put turrets all along these outskirts, and then they sort of force you into the courtyard, and then obviously everything can shoot and snipe you. Then they can be a real bitch, actually, Cerberus on this map. Also been that new week challenge we got, not weekend, we got a week challenge, where you could, the tiered one. That was very interesting, and it's quite cool that they've done something like that now. I wonder how many more challenges we're going to get, or how many balance changes we're going to get. I'm really kind of hoping. Well, I've been keeping my eye on the forums recently, just waiting to see something change about the Talon mercenary character. I've heard from a friend that Bioware actually planned to just completely revamp how he works, which is an absolute must. That character, apparently, from this is what my friend said. I heard this from Techno, who heard this from her friend Mrs. Apparently, they originally tested him out on silver and gave it the OK, which might explain a lot. But even on silver, it's very impressive. The bow. They finally took the character onto platinum and realised how god awful that omnibow is. I mean, literally just how completely and utterly useless it is. And now they're going to revamp it, so we might actually get a complete set of good characters for the Reckoning DLC, which is what it needed, because everything else was pretty sweet. Obviously, for the weekend challenge, I've been working on the Reckoning banner at the same time, and I've been still playing all the new characters a lot. I did take my Krogan Warlord through a decent, it was a messy but decent game of platinum there. It is just, you really do just need to completely change the way you play the Krogan Warlord to be, how can I put it, to be effective, really. I mean, it's more fun and more interested to go around hammering everything, but ultimately what you want to be doing is gunning more, actually, because it isn't safe to just hammer all things. You do need to basically hammer when it's safe, which slows the Krogan Warlord down a bit, which and makes him a less interesting character in my opinion. But yeah, he is platinum ready. I said in my test drive video that he isn't, and he isn't. If you want to play him the way I was playing him in that video, the fun way, frankly, unless you take on like the Geth. But you know, I stuck the Claymore on him, and I was just gunning a lot more. I was only delivering the finishing blows with the hammer, unless it was completely safe. I was on the ladder and on stairs and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, all the characters are good apart from that Talon Mercenary. Yeah, the build I put out for the Talon Mercenary is going to get you through platinum, because I did that too and scored really high on it, but it's not fun or clever. Let's hope that Omnibow really does get fixed and sorted out. But yeah, that's the game now, guys. I hope you could see just how effective that suppressor pistol is on this character. Just going to give you a quick show of the gun and the mods now, just so that everything's completely clear. Here we are, then. This is the suppressor, and there's the magazine upgrade and the cranial trauma system. Ooh. But there you go, guys.